Alright, hi everyone, this is Autopostrophe. Let's check out Arcade Archives Assault, 1988, boy, running on Nintendo Switch. But this has been a while since this game has been released on, really on any platform. It's been probably 10 years at least. So, this was released, as part of the PS1 Namco collection. And I think the one that actually had Assault wasn't released in the States. I think that was the T collection, Namcot. Then we saw it in the Virtual Arcade on the Wii. Again, not in the United States, for whatever reason. So yeah, this is interesting that we finally get this game on a platform, a currently existing platform, and in North America. So let's check it out. Yeah, I remember this game being a real big hit in the arcade. This is which is why it's so unusual that Namco had all these collections coming in and out for all their arcade games, and then this one was like conspicuously absent. Yeah, it's a top-down tank shooter, tank shmup with tank controls. No, real tank controls. In that you'll use, two sticks to move the tank, forward, backwards, strafe, that sort of thing. But before we do that, let's take a look at the options we have here. Alright. I got a couple of dip switches, nothing too terribly exciting. Yeah, it's a pretty challenging game, too. I spent many a quarter on this game. And this was, the most impressive because it had that superscaler engine, where it made heavy use of sprite rotation, sprite scaling. That wasn't a racing game. Typically you see this kind of technology used in racing games, but not so much in non-racing games. So it was interesting when it came out. That's the early version. I don't know what version I played. I had this in my local arcade, and I said I played it a lot. And it also appeared in my nickel arcade I used to go to. I'm stuck. What the heck? Oh, there we go. Well, this early version doesn't have background music. So I must have played the later version, because the later version had background music. Yeah, there are no iframes when you're rolling or anything, so rolling is, strictly to get out of the way. And like I said, it's a tough game, so not likely you'll be seeing the end of this from my playthrough. But it's really cool once you get used to it. It plays really well. Oh yeah, like I said, it's been a long time since we've seen Assault. So, not since the Wii Virtual Arcade. Oh, there's some music. Okay, maybe the first stage just never had music? It's been so long since I played it, I don't remember. Yeah, I mean, the emulation's flawless. Again, I'm not sure why it's kind of taken so long for this game to make its way to arcade archives. I think most people are going to remember it from the PlayStation 1 if they remember this game at all. Or if they were around in arcades when it came out. I don't think Namco ever released a sequel or a follow-up or anything like that, so... I do kind of wonder if it was just not successful enough or what. You know, and unfortunately, the closest thing we got to a game that played like this for the home consoles of the time was, you know, Granada, which, you know, did feature all this cool, you know, super scaling and rotation. Although that's a really good game on its own right. Oh, yeah. Yeah, maybe. Alright, so I'm guessing I played the later version then. Let's see if that one is any different. I'm sure it has some tweaks to it. Probably to make it a little easier, since it is, you know, a really tough game. Yeah, I mean, I think it holds up remarkably well. I mean, it's just a very smooth playing game, and you know, nothing really quite like it. I mean, you know, of course there are tank games out there throughout the years, but and not quite like this tank game. I mean, the closest thing to this would be like Vindicators 1 or 2. And that game had like a lot of, you know, you had to manage your resources in that game. You know, you had to buy fuel and weapons and stuff. This is just pure shooting. You know, strategic placement. Oh, I have a time limit. Oh, that's... Seems a little more stringent, this time limit, than the early version. Yeah, it's too bad that the, you know, home console hardware wasn't really capable of doing this scaling and rotation, and by the time the home consoles were powerful enough, you know, the effect had worn thin and we'd moved on to 3D. So this never really saw its full potential. Like I said, outside of racing games, you know, racing games were really where most of this super scalar kind of game would live in. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people remember the like the Super Nintendo for its you know, for its mode 7 and having some scaling and rotation, but it was just one background layer. So you know, anything that wasn't just the background spinning, you know, going in and out of the camera, or, was just always a trick, usually done with animated sprites. And you know, if you had a good eye for it, you could notice it. I think most people did, really, but. It's just cool stuff, like, you know, the way the camera shakes, and you know, you're still mobile, but you're definitely, you know, in a very powerful tank. I think probably maybe some people just got dizzy from the way the camera scrolls around, so maybe that had a factor into why we never saw a sequel. But you know, I remember this game selling quite a few units and making a little bit of money. I don't know if it made back all of its money for its development. Yeah, the game that I remember having a lot of scaling rotation, done really, really well, was Soulstar on the Sega CD, but you know, you could definitely tell it was a very limited, kind of game, and it was incredibly unbalanced. It wasn't fun to play because it was so it was such a cheater of a game. But even then, that was like at, you know, near the end of the Sega CD's life, where you saw like a lot of scaling and rotation, even with hardware, you know, built into the system. Oh god. It's a tough game. And near as I can tell, this is, I mean, very, very accurate. Oh, we have continues too. Okay, so that's the difference between the old version and new version. You have the option to continue your game. I know, it's such a nag. Go this way. Come on. I can't get through there. Oh god. Really? Can I go through it this way? I thought I couldn't make it through here. Oh no, well, totally wrong on that. Of course, now if you want your tank fixed, you know, you're gonna probably play like World of Tanks or something. Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, the game gets very difficult very quickly. that first stage is just a little bit of a tease, and the second stage is probably like just right. And then after this, the game just becomes like relentlessly difficult. But I don't think it's in an unpleasant way. You know, you do feel like you could, with the right kind of maneuvering and you know, memorization, you could probably get through it. Ugh. Oh, we don't load another stage. Continue right on. I think this is about as far as I've ever made it. Like I said, it just gets so hard. Alright, one more. Oh, yeah, I mean, I like a certain number of really difficult games. I mean, I think something like Ghouls and Ghosts. Well, Ghosts and Goblins is just like a completely unfair game. I mean, that first game is incredibly difficult, and not in a lot of fair and fun ways. But when they did Ghouls and Ghosts, I mean, that felt really fair. You know, in Super Ghouls and Ghosts. I think the difficulty in those games is, I mean, I never felt those games were really unfair, except for making you play through them twice to get an ending. That probably wasn't super fair. And that last Ghosts and Goblins they made, I thought that was really great. You know, I know a lot of people didn't like that art style, that kind of vector animation art style, but I really had a good time with it, as hard as it was. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. It is a lot of memorization. But, it's an arcade game. That's kind of what kind of the way it was. Yeah, and it's nice that you can just play it with the dual sticks, kind of the way it was meant to be played. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, I heard a lot of people put down the art style in that last Ghouls and Ghosts, but I thought it was really good. And if you wanted to play the second quest, because the game didn't kick your ass hard enough the first time, I mean, it was a challenge for sure. I mean, that required a lot of precision timing and a lot of good memorization. Basically what Ghouls and Ghosts was known for. But it wasn't like, like Cat Milk that we played a couple weeks ago, where it's like really unreasonably unfair, I think skill can get you a long way in like even these older arcade games. I mean, that was the balance, is trying to get something that still felt a little fair, even when it wasn't being fair. I think that art is kind of lost, honestly. Good and bad. I mean, you do want to make it so that people can play and finish a game, and it shouldn't be made just for elite players. But it would be nice if things were just like a little bit more difficult. And there's a genre of game out there that isn't difficult, which we can play. And there are plenty of games like that. But you look at something. Even like your most modern day FPS games, you look at you look at Vanguard and Halo compared to like Doom or Duke Nukem. I mean, there's a significant difference in difficulty between all those. Oh god. Oh, we still fight? Oh man. Nope, nope. Well. What's getting me over here? Oh no! Oh, there's another set of turrets. And I tell you, I'm not the best gamer, so you know, a lot of these really hard games. I mean, they kick my ass, but I don't really mind. You know, I'm not the kind of person that has to finish every game that I play either. So I'm okay with something that maybe is not, you know, within my reach. You know, if I can get a couple of hours out of it, then I'm pretty happy. A lot of times I don't even get, you know, 1 hour of fun after a game, you know, for a game I buy. So more than 1 hour, I'm usually okay with it. Though I know that's not true for most people. Want to get a little bit more bang for your buck, yeah. That's just cool. The little launch pad throws you up in the air. Get a good view of the level. No. Oh, did it get me? Damn it. It's kind of hard to see where it's firing. No. Just when you think you're doing well, the game reminds you that you're not doing well. Alright, why don't we stop it there? I could play this for a long time. This is audap. We're watching Arcade Archives Assault running on Nintendo Switch. Yeah, this is one of my personal favorites. I'm glad it's finally out and available on a modern console. Again, we haven't seen this release since the Wii U, or since the Wii Virtual Console. It's the last time this game was released. You know, I think it's a bit of a hidden gem from Namco, and again, surprised it was never followed up on and they never made another game. You know, don't let that stop you from checking out for yourself. You know, action-packed shmup, cool technology, good sound. The emulation's perfect. You know, there's no frame drops, no sound problems, so definitely check it out. It's also available on the PlayStation if you are prefer to play your games on PlayStation. Yeah, for now. And unfortunately nothing available for the Xbox. I don't know why Arcade Archives only released Neo Geo games for Xbox. But highly recommended. Definitely play it for yourself. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed watching. I will see you at the next stream.